Good morning, Pastor. Greg Surratt here with just a little bit of morning encouragement on this Sunday morning. At the risk of being overly dramatic, let me phrase a question to you. Have you ever felt that sometimes, in spite of your best efforts, the world was against you? You may feel that right now this morning. About the time things settle down, somebody stirs it up, your motives are challenged. There's an undercurrent on the staff, maybe, or among the congregation, or maybe it's in the community or in your network that threatens to sweep you away, and you feel like you're drowning in something that you didn't initiate and maybe you didn't see it coming. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Well, I love N.T. Wright's writing, and I love his take on Romans 8, into the heart of Romans, a deep dive into Paul's greatest letter. It's his latest book, and I would highly recommend you reading it. But as he talks about this powerful chapter, he sets the context in small house churches in Rome. Often they were outcasts in society and persecuted, both in and out of the church. And in Romans 8:31, he has a great commentary. And let me read Romans 8:31. It says, "What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us?" How many of you are happy to hear that and to know that? We made a whole list of things earlier where you feel like the world's against you. And in all of those things, if God is for us, who can be against us? Listen to what N.T. Wright says, and I'm going to read just a little bit of one of his chapters, if you don't mind. Where does that place us today? Our world is increasingly hostile to genuine Christian faith in the workplace, in social and cultural pressures, in public life, surrounded by sneering media and the whispering Twittersphere. Maybe you've encountered that. Clergy today face angry comeback on issues that a generation ago wouldn't even have been thought of. Isn't that true? New moralities are invented overnight, and the church is expected to follow suit. When I read this passage, he says, who can be against us? Who will bring a charge against us? Who can condemn us? I see in my mind's eye not only people outside the church mocking us for being out of step with the times, but sadly, some within the church who will suddenly attack us for whatever reason, theological, practical, pastoral, or political. Personality clashes easily clothe themselves in theological or liturgical dress. Have you ever experienced that? You've been in ministry very long. We all have. And to clergy or pastors, I would say, make sure you always have this passage within easy and prayerful mental reach. You never know when the elder or deacon or church warden who you had thought was your closest ally will come around to tell you that they and the parish are furious about something you just did or something that you said. And of course, this passage doesn't mean we'll never get anything wrong. We often will. But it assures us that whether or not we deserve what comes to us, God is for us. And nothing can separate us from his love in Messiah Jesus. This holds true for all the members of Messiah's family, but I suspect, he says, clergy and teachers, more than most, need to regularly be reminded of it. I love that. So good. And you need to be reminded this morning that you have a Father who loves us, that God has got this. God's got your back. And I'd also remind you of this, that you've got a friend in me. I'm in your corner this morning, and I'm wishing you that regardless of what anybody says or what may be going on, or maybe you just think it's going on, that you're going to have a blessed and happy Sunday because God's for you and not against you.